Thank you guys for jumping on today's call. We have two monsters in the building. We have HD Harold Durana and we have OT Omarh Torio. So I actually called them yesterday, or actually no, I shot him a text message. I was like, hey, you guys are going to be on tomorrow's call. And I was texting Harold actually, and then Harold FaceTimes me. And I was like, hey, I asked him, I was like, hey, can you actually get Omarh on the call? And he's like, why don't you just ask him? And he's like on FaceTime, and he shows him. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you guys are like with each other right now. All right. And so we talked, and Omarh was like, dude, to be honest with you, like, I'm really not doing anything that special. Like, I'm really not. I mean, what do you really want me to talk about? I was like, dude, that's perfect. I actually love that you're not doing anything that special, because it just shows how simple this business really is. Maybe there's just one or two things that you tweak that is totally changing the game for you, man. So I guess before we get started here, what's your guys' relationship? I never even asked this. Like, are you guys just homies? Like, been friends for a long time, or like what's the relationship?
You want me to answer that, Harold?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, we've known each other our whole lives. Our dads go way, way back. So like, we're not related by blood, but it's almost like he's like my brother / cousin. Like, I could think as far back as I could think of to my earliest memories and him, and so yeah, he's not my real cousin, but he's like, we're like blood, we're like family.
Yeah, we were just growing up. They're like, that's your cousin. Like, all right, that's just how Filipinos do it, I guess.
I actually didn't know we weren't blood related until I was like 10 years old, bro.
Yeah, same.
Oh man,
we're like,
that's
wait, we're not related.
Like, that's not my cousin. What? Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Well, so Harold, you introduced the opportunity to Omarh, right?
Yeah, I want him to tell a story. Actually,
yeah, I was going to ask that. Omarh, can you kind of talk about, I know, like, what you did a little bit before this, and what it was maybe that Harold said that got you, interested in FFL?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Take it back all the way to like the beginning of insurance, actually.
Yeah, so basically, the whole reason I got into life insurance was because of Harold. So I think I was like his second or third recruit like ever in his whole career. So like, that's how far back it's been. And he's recruited like hundreds and hundreds of agents. So like, I don't know, maybe he learned some stuff with coaching me or whatever, but I used to work at a bank, and I just remember my little cousin used to come through and, just cashing these checks. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what is this? He's like, don't worry about it. I thought he worked at Foot Locker at one point, and then all of a sudden he's just coming through, cashing these checks. I'm like, okay. And so as time goes on, I'm like, all right, I'm comfortable at Wells Fargo, right? I'm a teller, that became a banker. He's coming in with these checks. I'm like, man, what do you do? I'm in life insurance. I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever, life insurance, right? I'm like, okay. And something happened at the bank. I just wasn't happy anymore. So I jumped on the opportunity, and back in 2009, man, the rest is history, bro. That's pretty much how I started in this industry.
So then, so you started at the old company then, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stay there the whole time, or did you kind of leave and kind of do something else, or?
Yeah, I mean, I experienced some success there, and then I started back in 2009, and it was kind of like off and on. I did some other stuff too. I'm kind of like ADD like that when it comes to like different opportunities, which is good and bad, I think. But yeah, I buckled down. I experienced some success there, and then ended up leaving the business for a little bit to try some new things. I worked at Mercedes-Benz for a little bit, and then I got into real estate. So, but life insurance has just always been there for me. Like, it's just one of those things where, you can literally just, if you feel like helping some families and getting to work, you can turn on and do what you need to do, right? Mm-hmm. So it's always been there for me.
Yeah, it's nice how fast it is, right? Like, if you're in a situation where you need money fast, I don't know anything that's legal that you can get money this fast, that amount of money. Nothing legal. There's a lot of stuff illegal you can do, but
true story.
Yeah. Okay, so then HD, he eventually leaves to FFL, and he's like, hey, you should follow me. Are you kind of questioning it? Are you like, man, is this the right move? Or are you just like, you're all in?
I'm all in, man. Like I said, I've known him for my whole life, and not once has he steered me wrong. So I didn't question it. I'm like, And to be honest with you, like, yes, I was at the old company in the past couple of years, I was kind of just hanging my license. I was really just focused on, just trying to learn my new craft in real estate and, doing everything that it takes to get to the point where I feel like I know what I'm doing and I'm good. So I was hanging my license. Would do policies here and there, but yeah, as soon as he made the move over, like I knew it was serious because of all the work that he put into the old company. Like nobody's just going to up and leave unless the opportunity is better. So I didn't question it. We're going to a new company. Let's go. Like no
Let's do
questions
it.
asked,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I don't know if you guys heard that Sean Mike talk about something similar to that. He was like, I'm looking for somebody that, where I can't remember his exact verbiage, but he was saying something like, and there's we have to do something like something really sketchy, right? And I need a partner, and there's going to be, there's this big challenge ahead of us, and I'm looking for somebody. And he's like, I'm looking for a partner that says, whose car are we driving? You guys seen him talk about that? He talks about that a lot, and I botched it. I didn't say it nearly as good as he did, but that's basically you guys. You're just like, all right, man, whose car are we driving? Let's go. So I
pretty much, bro, pretty much. I'm sure
man.
we've had some situations like that. Let's talk about insurance right now. We're talking about insurance.
Cool. All right, man. So last month was your record month. You did like 27,000 issue paid.
26. Yeah, issue paid. I think I wrote like 33. I mean, you have some declines and cancels in there, but I was surprised 25. Yeah, ever
25.
like in my whole career ever since 09. Like that's the best I've done. Like, and I'm happy about it. Like, I was surprised.
That's phenomenal, bro. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Record month. Drop a 4 in the chat to show him some love. Nice job, dude. Record month. You're gonna carry some momentum into the new year, dude. So let's talk about what you did, man, to tweak things. What I know you said, man, I didn't really do too much different, but I mean, you had to have done something different. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit, man. What does your schedule look like now? Selling over 25K a month. What does that look like?
So last month was really the first month that I just stopped doing everything and just 100% focused on insurance. So I pretty much I didn't walk away, but everything was wrapped up with my other business in real estate. Towards the end of the year, it's kind of slow. Rates are high. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just go all in. Flood me with leads, bro. That's it. I'm like, I'm automated. I need leads, like clockwork, right? So that's pretty much it. Bottom line is I had leads. I was busy. I didn't have any time to think of like all the other bullshit, BS that comes into your mind when things are slow, or if you have 2 appointments and one no shows you and one says no, you're pretty much, if you're all in your head. And I had none of that. I was literally every single day running at least 10 appointments. And man, one day I was going to take a Saturday off. I ran 20. So I was like, there's no time really to think about anything. You run it. And in that being busy, my processes and my systems kind of just refined. And then like mid-month, I was like, I caught my stride. And that's it, bro.
Yeah. So basically you're saying the only switch was just having a lot more lead flow, right?
That's it. And then obviously, everything else that comes with following the script and using the quote tool properly, being really thorough on the questionnaire, just all that, obviously, right? But the biggest thing is the lead flow. Like that's right. If it boils down to it, it's just having more opportunities to do what we need to do to help these families, pretty much.
Right. Let's talk about your lead flow, bro. What does that look like? How many leads are going out? Specific type that's your favorite? You don't really have a favorite? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a favorite at this point. But what I'm 100% doing right now is mortgage protection. I mean, I guess mortgage protection is my favorite right now because I've just been having a lot of success with it. It's different than any other lead that I've worked in the past. And I think that my background in real estate, I kind of know the lingo, so I'm almost coming at it like a real, with the mindset of a realtor, but also with the mindset of an insurance agent, if that makes sense. So I don't know,
yeah,
but yeah, I like mortgage protection. I like final expense, but right now I'm running 100% final expense. I have about anywhere from
right now
300.
Is that what you said? Right now?
I'm not sorry. Mortgage protection.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running anywhere from about 300 to 375 a week in leads. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I usually 125, 125, 125. And then what I find with that strategy is it'll carry over, right? So like that first, on Monday, we have the initial, blast, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on top of that, the continuing, like the messages that come through, the reschedules, the book, the no shows, all that. So by Thursday, I'm pretty like stacked.
It's crazy, man, because it's like, I mean, how many guests have we had on here the last few weeks? And literally 100% of them, every person that we've had on that's selling over 20, 30K a month is putting in 100 leads a day. It's like, that's the formula. If you guys want to sell 25, 30, 40K a month, you have to figure out a way to get to the point where you can put 100 leads a day into the CRM, and your business and your life changes. Seriously.
100%.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Okay, so you said, what did I want to ask you? So, you got your lead flow down, you got your schedule down. You said there's like, you kind of fine tuned maybe some of your processes and like, your script and stuff. You want to maybe elaborate a little bit more on that? Like what did you do maybe before, as far as your processes go, that maybe was kind of holding you back, or what did you kind of figure out now that's a little bit better than before? Something people can kind of take away.
I mean, one big thing is I never really got into a rhythm the way I was doing it before. I was just kind of like in and out. I have a few appointments here, a few appointments there. And I have experience. So like I could run 2 or 3 in a day, and I might close like one, and I would be content with it. Cause again, I was doing other stuff at that time, but really just having all those appointments lined up is what, having the appointments lined up, like I was saying, helped me to refine my process. So like little things like here and there, like I used to just have one CRM window open. Now I have like 4 open for different things. Like one will be open for my messages. One will be open for my very next appointment coming up if I'm running late. Like running 20 appointments, like you got to be, the no-shows happen and all that stuff, the reschedules, all that stuff. But if I could make it easier for myself when I'm in an appointment to have a preset text already ready to go, if I'm in a sale, boom. And so things like that. I got different windows open for different things. I got, I plan around my schedule with my kids. I'm a full-time dad as well. So like, that's priority. Like there's some non-negotiables. I need to be at all the events. I need to be there I need to be present, but at the same time, it's like, my business is also very important to me, and it's what I do to support my family. So, and just locking down in a schedule, really just like being set when I start, when I finish, and just trying to take the emotional aspect out of everything, like the leads, the when I'm going to work or what I'm going to do, like all that stuff is preset, so that all I have to do is just run it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I love that, dude. I got a question. So does Harold make you have his setup? You got like the 20 monitors around you?
Dude, I was just at his house yesterday. It's dope, but it's like, geez, like, wow, bro. Pretty soon he's gonna have a setup where he's like, it's just 360 spin,
You
bro.
have like the swivel chair and he just swivels.
Bro, his setup's legit. I'm kind of like, I need to step my game up after going to his house.
Yeah,
I still got like version 2.0 right now. This guy's
cool, man. All right. So my last question for you is, as far as like sales wise, when you're actually communicating with the client and you're trying to write a policy, what have you done? Maybe if it's with your script, what can you share? What do you think you've done that has been the biggest influence to help you sell more insurance, as far as like, script, in-home, maybe any tips? What do you think that was like, man, I wasn't doing that before, now I'm doing this, is helping a lot?
So what I was doing before that didn't really work. So I come from the time, I've been doing this for so long, dude. We used to have to fax applications like to the carrier. There was no e-app, nothing like that. It was we were in homes, faxing, we had to. So coming from that and just being in home 100%, like the biggest thing for me, because I'm 100% virtual right now, is the in-home style does not translate well to the over the phone virtual, like at all. The face-to-face connection and the rapport, all that stuff, it's great in person, but like it does not translate well over the phone. So the biggest tweak that I did was I really made it more so like a service call for one, right? It's just like, this is what it is, you filled it out, and then we get into it, right? None of the the pleasantries of like, oh, how's your day? Or, well, like, they still don't know who I am. So that makes it weird. And the last thing I want to do over the phone is make somebody feel iffy about it, you know? And so that's one of the tweaks. It's like not that I'm not less personable, because once we get into the application, all that stuff, that's when I kind of ease up and build the relationship there. But just very early on, it's, I guess, business, right? And the second thing that I did was I made sure to get the client buy-in right away, right? So not like just maintaining the posture of not I'm calling you to help you out with something or to sell you something, I guess is what a client would think. If I didn't do this, I'm trying to get their buy-in. So I'm asking them if, did you get the form that I sent you? Did you get a chance to take a look at that? Do you remember filling that out? Okay, great, right? So once I figure that out, I'm kind of getting their buy-in, like, okay, this guy's calling me because of what I requested, right? So once I get that buy-in, the rest of it is pretty much, all right, sounds good. Let's do this. Let me give you the information that you requested. And then at that point, they let me do what I need to do, because ultimately that's what it is. Like, they requested it. It was 2 years ago because it's aged, but just getting that initial buy-in or getting it right away has been a really big thing for me. And then another thing that has worked is I preempt them. So I let them know we're going to do 2 questionnaires, right? One is going to be for the finance, or one is going to be for the health, make sure we can get you pre-qualified. And number 2 is going to be for, the financial questionnaire. So filled this out 2 years ago. We still want to make sure this is relevant for you. And also we want to make sure that it is affordable. So one thing that I'm telling them is the tool that we use will never show you anything that you can't afford. So right there, I'm like preempting them telling me they can't afford it, because that's not even a rebuttal. If you tell me you make $1,500 a month, or if you tell me you have $1,500 left over and the quotes are way below that, that's not even a rebuttal at that point, right? So those are pretty much like the 2 things that I've done that has really tweaked the presentation for me, just to get in that early buy-in, and then just like kind of mentioning those 2 questionnaires that we're going to do just to bring down that sales pressure. And I'll tell them too, like, I just want to give you the information that you requested. If it makes sense, that's what I'm here for, to get you taken care of. If not, no big deal. I just want to make sure that I get the info that you requested. At that point, the walls are down and they let me do what I need to do. There's really no pushback, honestly. I don't really get rebuttals. But then when I get that out, like, smooth, and we're on the same page, it's pretty much, that's it.
Smooth, dude. Smooth. Well, I'm happy for you, man, and congratulations on your record month. What's your goal for 2023?
So my goal for 2023, I was telling Harold about it. I want to make Hall of Fame, bro.
Dude, we're recording this. We're recording.
Let's do it. I was hesitant to say it, but you know what? Like, it's a crazy goal, and there's so many people on the team that have done it, and I'm just like, why not me?
It's not that crazy, though, bro. It's not that crazy. It's really not. Like, all right, let's be totally real, right? Last month you did 25K, right? How hard was that? Was that like so hard? You're like, dang, I can't believe I did that.
If I'm being honest, bro, 2 sick kids, 2 kids home from school on break, vacation, it was insane, bro. But I did it, bro. I did it.
Okay, let's take that aside.
If I'm being honest, but the kids are back in school.
Huh?
Kids are back in school, ready to go. Let's rock and roll.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is, like,
was it hard?
If we just put that aside, yeah, sounds like, you had a lot of stuff going on that conflicted with your schedule. But as far as just like running appointments, the amount of appointments that you ran, like how difficult was that? Was it really, really hard? It wasn't that hard, right?
No. Once everything's in place and everything is where it needs to be, like, I literally just have to show up for the appointment and read a script.
So
use a quote tool, read a script, that's it. Easy. It could be the easiest thing or the hardest thing. It just depends on your perspective, but it is easy.
Right. So yeah, dude, I mean, when you said it's a crazy goal, it's really not that crazy. All you got to do is do what you did last month, which wasn't that hard. Just do a little bit more than you did last month. But the hard part is just doing it consistently. Right. You just do that consistently over the course of the year, you're getting a red jacket, bro. So
let's go.
Mark, put it in the chat. Let's put Omar for HOF. Put it in the chat to show him some love.
Thank you.
And wish him good luck. You'll hit it, bro. But you know what Andrew Taylor told me? He said Hall of Fame is hit in January. Because if you don't write 33,000 in January, you are behind and you're playing catch up for the rest of the year, which sucks. So you want to start off ahead. So those of you that have a goal of hitting Hall of Fame this year, it's hit in January. That's when you get it. So let's go.
Oh yeah,
out
bro.
and get it.
Been tracking since the first of the year, bro. I'm pushing. I'm gonna try to do it. I just want to have a big, just set the tone in January and see what happens.
I believe in you, bro. Let's go.
Thank you, man.
Let's get it.
I feel like we're gonna have multiple
Oh, yeah.
Hall of Famers on this
Oh,
call
yeah.
right now.
No
I can
doubt.
just feel it. The energy is insane. Like the energy is insane.
Cool, man. I appreciate you, dude.